For years, us horror fans seemed to be under the consensus that The Devil's Rejects was Rob Zombie's masterpiece, a labor of love sheathed in the shabby clothes of revulsion. Even the late Roger Ebert sang the film's praises, relatively speaking.
Anyone watching this show and writing in and saying we gave it 2 thumbs up so they went to see it and it was disgusting. I'm telling you, it is disgusting. Right. It's depraved. It's gruesome. It's over the top. It's beyond the pale. And yet, at the same time, it has an energy and a kind of internal logic and a power. I mean, oddly enough, these are good performances.
They're very good performances. Absolutely.
Though, with the recent release of Zombie's extremely underwhelming 3 from Hell, The Devil's Rejects sequel not many were asking for, I officially have a different outlook. I still love the film, but I now look at Rejects as magic in a bottle, a lucky happenstance much more than the work of a self-assured auteur. So now, you might ask, what do I consider to be Zombie's crowning achievement? Well, since you clicked on the video, you already know the answer to that question. It's the Lords of Salem.
Have to understand that there is a war waging in heaven. The curse, the Lords of Salem, possessing the souls of the Salem women. Is everything all right?
No. On a rare occasion, a special child appears.
God does not spare angels when they sin.
In 2013's The Lords of Salem, an early Blumhouse production, marked the writer-director's return to low-budget indie filmmaking after a sporadically interesting, mostly disappointing foray into mainstream horror with the Halloween franchise. It is 101 minutes of pure madness, with the director having dropped the slasher genre for something more ambitious, a retro occult horror that draws on Polanski, The Shining, and Ken Russell, and still ends up looking like an Ozzy Osbourne video. The film follows Heidi Hawthorne, a radio personality in the historic town of Salem, Massachusetts. The character is played by, who else? Rob's wife, Sheri Moon. And yes, Rob once again shows off his spouse's derriere, as per tradition, apparently.
Go ahead, shoot me. Shoot me right in the ass. Stupid cunt. Ain't no bullets in this thing. See? Just making friends.
You've had enough friends for a lifetime.
Heidi lives alone with her dog in an apartment complex headed by a pack of witches. At night, Heidi does a DJ thing along with her partners in crime, Whitey and Herman. To kick things off, Heidi receives a wooden box containing a vinyl record from an unknown group simply called the Lords. When the crew plays the record on the air, all of the women in the town listening become powerless and catatonic while the song is playing. Soon enough, we learn that in the 7th century, a Reverend Hawthorne accused a coven of Satan worshippers of creating the music to control the women of Salem. As a result, Hawthorne had the women executed, but not before their leader put a curse on both the Salem women and Hawthorne's descendants. And you guessed it, Heidi is a direct descendant of Reverend Hawthorne. The film ends with Heidi joining her witchy landlords and more in a satanic ritual, including a packed concert and an audience who should have stayed at home and watched Parks and Recreation instead. After some ridiculously insane imagery, Heidi blissfully gives birth to a strange creature with looks akin to a crawfish atop the corpses of the naked audience members. The next day, Heidi Station reports on a mass suicide at a rock concert, as well as the disappearance of Heidi. What does it all mean? You got me. Lords is as compelling as it is because it's driven by a creepy, perhaps overdetermined sense of atmospheric dread. Zombie ratchets up the tension slowly and decisively. Flashbacks of the pointedly ugly and frequently naked witches converting in the woods and then noisily being tortured and put to death are effective, in that they bludgeon you until you expect that something really sadistic and unusual will happen to Heidi at any moment. And with that said, watching Heidi fantastically become the witch's vessel is compelling because Heidi and her friends are quite sympathetic, as in Halloween 2, where Zombie sketches out backstories for characters so that you actually care about whether they live or die. Lords gives you a couple of genuinely moving scenes that establish the film's stakes. The final phone call between Whitey and Heidi is particularly well directed, performed, and scripted, which is saying something, given that Moon Zombie's range as a performer hasn't exactly increased since House of a Thousand Corpses.
You gotta have the marshmallows. That's what makes it fun.
Yeah, I guess.
You sure do a lot of guessing.
Thank you.
For me, The Lords of Salem is unequivocally Rob Zombie's greatest achievement as a filmmaker to date. Don't get me wrong, I have, to varying degrees, an appreciation for most of his other films, but there's something about Lords that just hits different. While not forgetting the cinematic value of a coven of naked witches dancing around a bonfire, Zombie showed that he had matured as a filmmaker. With its visual wonders and mind-bending narrative, The Lords of Salem is like anything Rob Zombie has ever done before. It's a head trip, definitely, but it's Zombie's electric haunted head. So my advice is just sit back and goggle.
Now, this movie is a lot different from the slasher gore films that you actually had. Why did you go in this direction for this film?
Because I felt that that's just what it needed to be. You know, I wanted to. I mean, you do a certain thing and then you're done with it. You don't want to do that forever. And I wanted to make this movie a totally different type of movie. And I felt that for the story, I didn't want it to be gory. I didn't want to have the Heidi character screaming all the time and being attacked. I felt like with the Halloween series, I did enough of that for the rest of my life. I don't need to do that again. And that was really the reason, you know, just to make it different. And with whatever the next movie is, that'll be 100% different too, you know. Lords of Salem is probably my last horror movie for a very, very long time.